Hello everyone, this is Maffuman coming at you with a StarCraft Star Battle. We got a 6-on-6 shipbuilding action game. Katos hiding right there with his Destro, hadn't upgraded yet. Drunken Yoda coming in with a Broodling strike at 1 with his Guardian. 2 carriers from Pepsi and Yoda. Wait, Pepsi? Did they both? Both Pepsi and Yoda started off with Barrage. Alright, Mark the Shark coming in with a frigate with just some basic standard upgrades that are not Plasma Barrage, and Who Tells Lies coming in with the Guardian, starting off with his 4 Needle Spines. If he ever gets up to combat, he's going to be farming quite well. Drunken Yoda coming in to attack Warwolf X. Warwolf X has his little missiles. Machete coming in with a Yamato gun, and Escoria coming in with a Guardian with some kind of standardized upgrades. We got Blunt Force coming in with his standard Plagu. We got some Blizzard coming in with the nice Evolve infield upgrading. Playing for the long haul right there. Ghost coming in. He has a Arbiter with Electromagnetic Storm. Yamato slaps Ghetto in the butt to get him out of there. 2 carriers kind of, was that all 3 carriers? No, that was all 3 people. No, it was just the Ghetto and the Pepsi who got it. Ooh, beautiful storm on both of them. Oh no, the double barrage coming in, hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 18, 19, 20 shots on them. Good shot. Machete at about half life. Ghetto trying to push up, and he's slow, 1.61, and getting stormed away. Although Machete probably has to change his stance, he's actually going to make it back to base quite well. Barrage does 2,700 damage over like 3 seconds, and that's times 2. Drunken Yoda coming in to possibly push the team up. Machete's like, okay, that was something. We got double Barrage right there. Also pushing Escoria on back. He has 1.6 million. He might not be as lucky because Ghost basically went for Electromagnetic Storm. Doesn't even have enough energy to do that. Can't actually heal anybody at the moment. And we got Interceptors coming in to follow up, possibly to push the Scoria back. The entire blue side's trying to restore as much life and kill as many Interceptors as possible. The Interceptors are actually almost at nothing, and they are not enough to kill them off. Although the entire red side was able to push up, the entire blue side had to be at base. The Interceptors were at like 0 upgrades, doing 12 damage. So the Plasma Barrage was like the only thing that was there. Blunt Force was like, hey, this is my job. I'm going to shoot you with a Plague right there. Ghetto actually doesn't have any repair bots. He's going to have to go back to base, basically forcing the red side to be down 1 person. Drunken is kind of trying to get as much money as possible, but also being a little bit wary of Blizzard. The Leviathan is like, you know, trying to farm. Both Yoda and Pepsi kind of like pushing up there, trying to do as much as they can. We got the Overlord coming in. He doesn't quite have enough energy, but he's going to try to do as much as possible. Pepsi and Yoda probably should head on back. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, nice. Nice shots on everybody. We got more and more Plasma Barrage moving on. Does enough damage to put the Ghost not quite out of commission, but at least out of shields. Drunken Yoda, you gotta move on back. You are protected by your buddies, but your buddies are basically just guns at this point, and without any energy, they are not going to help you out. Mark the Shark, the most reasonably upgraded person here, just went for some speed and is you know, kind of shepherding his drunk friends home at the end of the night, pushing everybody back. The blue side was able to kind of retreat, but was able to advance. Now the red side opened up with mostly abilities, and Machete coming in, slapping down Yoda. So if the but nobody on the blue side has at the moment any ability to drain energy. Double Plasma Barrage. Ooh, one of them was canceled. 2 of them were canceled. And a Storm to get on out of there. Drunken Yoda gonna try to push them. We got kind of defensive storms. We got Putel's Lies moving out of Half-Life, and he's plagued as well. A lot of Zerg ships kind of stay around that Half-Life, and it's because they can kind of heal in flight, unlike the Hall of Mulch ships, and, you know, that makes sense, except you are flying around at Half-Life in a game with 0 respawn. We got, Werewolf X, he right now has 486 money, and Machete has 192. Machete went into Yamato Cannon, and Werewolf X, who's has enough money to, let's see what he's gonna end up getting with all that money inside that money. Because the red side has kind of shown their hand. The blue side has, you know, I mean, they're retreating smartly, they're playing together, and they see that there's two people who opened up Plasma Barrage, meaning that they have very little farm ability. They just have a high damage anti-capital ship capability. So if he goes and gets something like, I mean, heck, he can get Nuke if he wants to, but if you get something like Lockdown, he can just drain their energy. And then there's one thing that they're good at, which is good. I mean, boom, 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 boom. You know, no more booms if you can't have any energy. So let's see what he ends up choosing. Escaria. Oh no, Putel's Lies. Putel's Lies left the game. I think he might be the Guardian back there. Yeah. And he might have just had some technical difficulties. But now it's technically it's still a 6 versus 6, but one of them is a zombie. So it's a 5 and an empty shell of himself versus 6. And the blue side has now had some time to upgrade. The money differential is still about the same within reason. Great shots on Ghetto SC by Blunt Force. He went for the Side Blast as well as the Plague, doubling down on how much damage you can do. Actually, the nuke hits everybody, Drunken Yoda and Ghetto SC. And they're going to keep on pushing. Now, Drunken Yoda has about 2,000 life. Ghost is pushing up. He doesn't have very much energy. He's going to try to maybe go for a Storm. The Storm does hurt Drunken Yoda. Drunken Yoda is about a couple of extra life. Ghetto SC is being attacked. He doesn't have very much life, and the Scourge will take him out. Escaria takes out Gatosk. Mark the Shark went for an Ion Cannon. So we have 3 big gun techniques. Putel's Lies is going to kind of limp. Oh, no. Putel's Lies is gone. Drunken Yoda is going to limp on back. Mark the Shark going to try to move on back. Plasma Barrage. Oh, canceled. Canceled for safety, and actually really good timing, though, because if it wasn't canceled, it should definitely be taken out. Now, Putel's Lies. Putel's Lies. He's not technically alive anymore, but Ghetto, who's dead, took his ship. So it's a zombie. Just in time for, like, you know, Halloween in, in February or March, or wherever we are. Very festive. So now it's back to a 5 full people versus 6. Drunken Yoda and Putel's Lies pushing up. Both of them have Scourge. Now Scourge, let's going to read a little bit. Releases a swarm of 16 Scourges flying towards each target. Each Scourge has 120 life and does up to 250 area damage when hit or destroyed. So it's one blob of angriness, and the blue side is going to retreat safely. Arbiter Ghost has, has feedback. Escaria went for the Scourge as well. Machete. Ooh, went for some missiles. Missiles are going to be great against Scourge. Missiles do 125 damage in an area. So, Scourge that only have 125 life get taken out. Bang on Blizzard. Oh, and juke the Plague. Juke the Plague right there. Machete. So he's actually pretty protected if there are Scourge. It's a timing thing, but many people can get it. A little bit whiffed there. X-Roll Phelps went for the nuke. Went for the nuke attack. And we're going to see if we can get any more special kills right there. We got X4 Wolf X, just try to farm as much as possible. We got the entire blue side pushing on out. And we got... Ooh, now that's interesting. Tempests are just... Oh, they're Pepsi's Tempests. Pepsi's Tempests. He has Plasma Barrage and Tempest. Now, he is hurting for energy right now. These Tempests are doing the best they can. They're not very well upgraded, and they're going to be pushed back. Blunt Force doing as much damage as possible. Drunken launching some Scourge against Blunt Force, and now Overlords actually have like no protection, but those Scourge just retargeted to Blizzard. There's another from Poo/Ghetto on Blizzard. Now the Scourge do have 120 life, and can be taken out, but if your range of your tentacles is at 5, you won't get very many shots off. If your range of your energy blast is at 5, you're not getting very many shots off. You're gonna have something like Machete, range at 7, Ex-Werewolf 9. It's basically just a timing game. You're gonna get hit to some degree. It's just a point of how much. Oh, and they're gonna go around the rocks and through the rocks. Oh, these guys a little lagged out. They're just hanging there. They're like, wait, they wiggle through. Oh, nice feedback on Drunken Yoda. Now the Sky Fury is gonna add a little bit extra damage in an area. Yoda's gonna add a little damage in an area with his Tempest, and the red side's kind of staying around where the sieges are. And Machete does have his missile pods ready, but he's just trying to use them wisely. Oh, we got more and more Scourge going in. We got more and more Scourge going out. It's a Scourge in, Scourge out system. Plutel's Lies is definitely going to take some damage right there. He's going to launch some around the Scourge. No, not quite. The Blood Force went a little bit outside of the range just in time. These Tempests are still alive. What does Pepsi and Yoda staying together? As far as both of their abilities, they both went Plasma Barrage, they both went Tempest, the little twinsies buddies over there. And Scourge are going to come in. Ghetto/Poo is launching some at Escoria. And they're going to do some damage, maybe. No, I think they might have timed out a little bit. Sometimes the Scourge have the pathing can be interrupted by vision. And then they go to where you can where they stopped being able to see them. We got a Scourge coming in, gonna hit Pepsi. Ooh, and so is a Side Blast. Now, if he can launch it, yes, he launches a Plague to do even more damage. Drunken Yoda's gonna launch some Scourge at him to try and punish that. Blunt Force is actually gonna have double Scourge Rainbow coming at him. More and more damage. Kind of seeing how much is going to end up being done. The Blunt Force is taken out by Plutel's Lies. Plutel's Lies does take somebody out. Mark the Shark launches an Ion Cannon, which does more damage versus shields, and they got no shields on Blizzard. The Blizzard is going to keep on pushing. He has not really He's going to try to use it, and the entirety of the blue side is going to try to push him up. Mark the Shark in a bit of danger. We got two heavily armed battle cruisers pushing up. He's going to pop Hot Shield and move out of the way. We got Afterburners trying to be used. Yoda's Tempest are right there. Oh, and we got a blast from Mark the Shark. And the Scourge are going to come in from the north. And the nuke does get hit. Does hit Drunken Yoda, but that was only after Werewolf was dead. Machete going to try to push up as much as possible to try to launch a Yamato cannon, but there's a Yoda coming in with his own big old gun. His big old gun's even bigger than the other guys. Arbiter trying to do what he can, but he's mostly a feedback and electromagnetic storm type of guy. He can't quite sustain very many attacks, so we have to kind of stay a little bit outside the base, a little bit outside the range of attack. We got a Drunken Yoda and Pepsi, the little twinsies, kind of staying in the area. Now their Tempest buddies are coming up to the party, and they're going to try to just keep a cap on this area. They're going to try to pop a cap of fresh of Scourge inside of the Ghost. Now the Scourge retarget, hit Escoriya. Escoriya smartly uses his Dark Swarm to stay inside of the protection zone. These Tempests are not shooting these two blue side because they're just trying to, because they actually couldn't see. Oh, everybody's big gun technique is being used against Blizzard. Blizzard went from 1,600 life to about 1,000 life, because he's using rapid regeneration, using his healing ability just to stay alive. We got, everybody just trying to move up. The Tempest, some of them were dead, some of them had to be respawned. They're actually at very low, they're just present. They're kind of like, when the homeroom teacher would go around the room, say, present, say present, present, and somebody, person like me would say gift, and that was super funny for many years. Let's see. And now the red side has to kind of move on back. And the feedback, beautiful feedback. But oh no, the ion cannon, it does extra damage versus shield, so they just really pop arbiters really hard. Mark the Shark taking quite a bunch of damage, so he's gonna try to run away as fast as he can. Blizzard couldn't quite do anything right there because he didn't have very enough energy to. Not that there is anybody to drain energy on the red side whatsoever. So Escoriya, with his 425, is pretty safe. He can pretty much Dark Swarm to his heart's content, launch Scourge pretty darn well. Blizzard, he has 2 abilities and 275. He can try to pump as much energy into energy as possible. Money into energy. To possibly maybe make rapid regeneration a little better. Oh, we got Blizzard coming in, and Blizzard is going to be a fake. Blizzard is actually back there. He was the whole time. Let's see. He actually did not take off his nose. It was still in his hand. Draconair's going to push up a little bit. Try to use the Dark Swarm to kind of trick the Tempest into going up there. Another fake Blizzard goes up to the party. Let's see if that actually draws any fire. It does seem to be. At least for that. Who Tells Lies launching some Scourge. Some Scourge do get I think a little stormed, but not quite enough. And Ghost is going to have to try to save Blizzard as much as possible, but Ghost can't use his recharge shields whatsoever on either of his buddies. Both of his buddies are Zerg, and Zerg don't got no shields. Ooh, beautiful feedback, though, will definitely be a way of saving people. He feedbacked the Who Tells Lies. The Who Tells Lies cannot do anything right there. It's got Adrenal Overload to sacrifice some life for energy. And that's actually relatively standard fare. Because the 200 extra energy over 10 seconds is just so appealing. And now everybody's off to the party. We got Intercept Scourge being launched at the tower. We got both people's Tempests as well as the Sky Furies kind of just weakly holding them at base. Going up the middle is not going to be a very... It may not be the brightest strategy. It might not have enough time to do anything else. Mark the Shark launching a little bit of an ion cannon right there. Blizzard pushing up. He's saying, I'm going to try to just be as tough as possible. He's going to push up as much as possible. They got Pepsi pushing up with a blaster cannon. And they do have enough range. Okay, he wasn't able to launch any more of it because they were out of sight. But that did allow. But the blue side was not allowed to push the red side any further back. The red side is going to just take out a tower right there. Let's see. Now, again, the red side can't drain any energy, but they're just containing them to the best of their abilities. Two rounds of Scourge. Going to take this tower to Sourland. It's just going to not make it very happy. It's going to have about 4,000 life. The Tempests are just going to do their 200 Rico damage. Ooh, beautiful Ion Blast, and will Mark the Shark be able to take it out? There's a round of Scourge and Escoriya. Escoriya, if the Scourge land, they could do enough damage. Even if they don't kill him directly in one shot, they could possibly just make him go on down to Warp Doors and was destroyed, and not quite enough Scourge made it. He has 1,000 life, and that probably will be enough to make him be able to limp back, especially with boosters, afterburners. Probably going to be okay. Drunken Yoda taking some Scourge. Kutel's Lies moving up. Drunken Yoda launching some Scourge back as well. And Blizzard trying, basically just using the Dark Storm to the best of his ability. But Yoda, ooh, he was launching his Plasma Barrage, but got feedback. Feedback, his cooldown was still in effect. So Escaria, is he going to make it? He's being killed right now, but the Scourge are going to come in. They're going to do a whole bunch of damage and drain him down to the 1,400 life. Still alive. There's Cloak. Cloak's another great way of mitigating Scourge damage. Cloak creates a cloaking field around your buddies, and although the Scourge may target you, your buddies may stay alive. So it's a sacrifice play right there. But is the healing from the base going to be enough? We got Plasma Barrage coming in. Boom, 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 boom. Escaria taking a bunch of damage. You got Interceptors coming in. By Interceptors, I mean Scourge. And Scourge coming in, Scourge coming out. Launching against Blizzard. And the Mothership right now is not offering any Scourge protection because the Repulsor Cannon is disabled. The blue side is going to be able to push back, though. Kutel's Lies and Drunken Yoda kind of like retreating in unison because the carriers have already left the building. Interceptors coming on back. We got 2 going out, 2 coming in. We got a buddy system for the red side. And they're actually going off in pairs. And hey, I guess the weird one over there. Third wheeling it is Mark the Shark. Mark the Shark doesn't care. He's going to launch. Oh, beautiful Plasma Barrage, a beautiful Ion Cannon against the fake right there. Totally takes out the fake. Escaria, just trying to farm. Yoda, these Tempests are, now a little bit more updated. Interceptors are now kind of okay-ish. Well, for Yoda. Pepsi's Interceptors are, they're kind of B version Pepsi right now. Let's see. Blizzard coming in, gonna be really big. I mean, he has 18,500 life with 18 armor, and if he can go a little bit more, if he's using that Acid Spray is going to do 100 damage plus 500 massive, and he's going to keep on trying to push. He's going to reduce some armor. He's going to keep on pushing. He's going to keep on pushing. He's got really no fear of the base, but he wasn't quite enough to push back. And Mark the Shark is going to take more and more damage. We got Blizzard being shielded right now, and Escaria launching some Scourge to try to do as much damage to Pepsi as possible. Blizzard had quite a bunch of damage, but he wasn't able to keep up with the frigate, and his missiles are terrible. So he wasn't able to quite kill the frigate, and we got double rounds of Scourge. I can't even count that how many Scourge that is. But that was a great shot by Blizzard right there. Blizzard used the Acid Spray. It does 100 damage, and that's most of the Scourge's life. Like 125. So it just wasn't quite enough time to let it marinate, to let it stew, to let it just do as much damage over time. We got Interceptors coming in. We got the base trying to do the best we can. We got Plasma Barrage and the Round of Scourge trying to take out Blizzard. Escaria is trying to do a way package to try to take out Drunken Yoda. Drunken Yoda is now the gas is expired. We got Tempests of all types and all shapes and sizes and Sky Furies that are kind of like Tempests doing so as well. We got rounds of Scourge coming in, rounds of Scourge coming out. We got Ghost. Ghost now has also stasis. We haven't seen that happen just yet, but maybe you could get a good time. Right now would not be a good time because you got the entire red side holding them at base. Escaria launching some Scourge out with some return the favor Scourges back. Pepsi launching a bunch of Plasma Barrage. Plasma Barrage also being used. The Mothership itself is almost out of life, and that's going to be a good game. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Press like, press subscribe. We're doing StarCraft Star Battle all the time. And send your replays to MaffumanCasting to have your videos watched. Escaria's out. And Berserk is going to stay alive until the very end. Will they actually kill it before the time runs out? And they do.